And good morning. Welcome to The Old School, a podcast well, about more than just education. It could be a smattering of other things, ranging from music, art, culture, food, probably not politics. We probably don't want to. There's enough people yelling about politics. We are not going to do that, but we will be touching on a lot of other things, including education, as I welcome my very esteemed colleague here, Dr. Bourgeois. Good morning, Dr. Bourgeois.
Good morning, Mr. Miller. It's good to hear from you today. You seem energetic. I don't know why that is, but
I certainly don't know why.
A skip in your step, as far as the tones I'm hearing. You mentioned to not get into politics. I might add,
we don't really need to do that, do we?
Politics and religion. Talk about anything else, and everything is good. That's what we did.
I'll talk about religion. It's just politics have become increasingly problematic.
Yeah, it's no longer fun. It used to be fun.
People don't know how to do it right. They don't. They're too out of control. So we'll avoid that, but we'll talk about some other fun stuff and take it from there. So, as you know, this is my last week as a school teacher. I have 4 days remaining. I am getting things together for our trip. I leave out of here on Friday. I'm not even going to see this school year out properly. I'm leaving early.
You're just leaving in the middle of a class period.
No. I'm going to see all my classes through. Every kid will have the opportunity to take a final exam if they wish, although they all should. That's something we could talk about. This silly kind of notion of letting kids be exempt from final exams, but
yeah, everybody in the world loves it except for the two of us.
Well, no, I think there are others that share the same attitudes as we do.
It's stupid.
It's just that none of them are in charge, apparently.
I guess, but I mean, they're supposedly using it as a motivator for students, but it puts pressure on teachers for grade inflation. It might make students more likely to attend because that's part of the formula. You can't miss too many days. But I think it compromises about the last month of school.
Well, it does compromise that. It also kind of undermines the notion of education when it's something you can get out of, and that should be something you should want to do, and so I think there's a lot of kind of hidden messaging going on with regards to exemption policies and final exams that does not serve education very well. But so that's what I'm going to finish. And then on Thursday, I put in my grades, I turn in my keys, I turn over my computer, my badge, my gun, and then and then I'm out of there. So
picture some lieutenant at the desk, Miller,
and gun and it in. So, but here's the thing that irks me. It irks me a little bit. So do you remember why I'm leaving on Friday?
Because you're a slacker and you can't wait to get away from it all.
Well, let's not cast it in such disparaging terms, and plus that's not why. So
no, you're traveling. You always book your trips so that you miss a few days of your job. That's how you roll.
I don't think so.
So why did you not schedule it for whenever you're taking a trip? Why didn't you leave on Saturday, for example?
Well, I was going to leave on Saturday, but I thought I'd be clever because Fridays, that teacher day before they close down the school for the summer.
Yeah.
It's usually a time where during lunch they have some local establishment cater the finest meats and cheeses in the land. And then they have these ceremonies where they invite everybody who's going to get their 10-year pin or their 15 or 20-year pin. And then they invite all the people who are retiring. and they fed them in the way that they think befitting of someone who's now retiring. And it's a very nice thing that they do. It's very nice that they want to do it. I do not want to disparage the notion in and of itself, but to me, I cannot think of anything I would least want to do than that.
So this is a confession of sorts. I thought it just happened that your flight was a day early, but you did it explicitly to miss the ceremony.
Yes. It also helps.
What a terrible person. I mean, people want to celebrate with you.
No. Oh, listen. That it just so happens that the flights were cheaper on Friday as opposed to Saturday.
That doesn't
And
make
so
you
there
look
is-
any better.
What's that?
You're cheap and you're a misanthrope.
No. Well, maybe I am, but
Well,
well, you're right. You're always right.
yeah,
Bless
thank
it.
you.
But no, I mean, I don't mind the notion that they want to do this. I just don't think most of the staff, one, knows me, two, cares. And so, I mean, I've had some friends put things together, and that to me was much more meaningful. But I just find it silly to get up in front of a bunch of people who are just looking at their clock, waiting till they can check out and leave for the summer. They don't care. And so I was happy. I was going to miss it. No one seemed to be terribly upset, and that was fine with me.
Good.
And then we got the schedule, and they decided, for reasons passing all understanding, and I can only imagine they probably listened to the podcast and your silly attempt to say, hey, anybody who works at Keller High School, see if you can't do something about this.
I never
And
said.
they've moved it to Thursday.
Oh wow! Oh, this is great. There's like cheering going on behind me in the peanut gallery. So you can't escape it. You're saying?
Bloody hell! No, I mean, because you'd be a bona fide schmuck. I mean, because I have no excuse. Well, I could use the excuse that I am wrapping things up to close things out a day early than everybody else.
Oh wow! So we probably have to have another podcast before you leave town. This is pretty funny. You could fake an injury.
Come in limping or something. I can't make it. I think I got stomach issues. So anyway, I'm going to have to endure that very well-intentioned, well-meaning gesture, and then off I go. And now going to Italy, and I am a bit torn because, as you recall, when we did our road trip to Europe, we decided to take a dip into Italy.
Yeah.
And for the auspices of, one, getting Italy on your list, and then also two, getting you some good Italian food.
Right.
Only one of those things happened.
The list, but not the food. But it was a memory of walking into a church there. In fact, I recorded the experience. I have a feel for Italy now, having been there for 2 hours. It's like the old country, and I'm glad we went. I'll never forget it.
You being facetious?
Never facetious.
I think you are.
It wasn't terrible. The terrible part was the drive. I mean, it was the most frightening experience I've had since the day before when you were driving.
I think the fact that you are present and that you are alive and doing this podcast with me now suggests that at the very least your fear was misplaced.
Well, I think we got lucky.
No, we didn't get lucky. It was outstanding driving on my part, I think, is what won the day.
It wasn't like a Le Mans or something, so we're not racing. I mean, there were no competitors trying to draft on you as you went around a corner.
I could handle that though if it was.
I know. No, you're trained. I know that. So you're retracing our steps and going back to Italy. You said you would return, and you're about to return.
Well, I'm not necessarily retracing those steps, but I am going back to Italy. Of course, I lived there. I was stationed there for a short time in '88 in Sicily, which is, if anyone knows the difference between Sicily and Italy, you'll know that the two are not the same. But no, this will be the first time I will have done Italy proper. When I was stationed in Sicily, I only saw Naples, but now we're going to see Rome and Tuscany and the like. So the question is, as I set upon getting this vacation going next Friday, we got food to talk about.
Food in what were those three places? You said Rome.
Rome and Tuscany, and I'm also going to be for a few days in the French Alps because
Okay.
why not? Yeah,
Wow. So you're traveling with your family, and
traveling with the wife, the kid, the in-laws, the sister-in-law, her husband
oh wow,
will be
okay.
joining us about halfway through. So,
are you leading the group? Or are they going to like follow in a straight line behind you?
why would you think I would have that kind of a setup?
Because we're used to traveling with groups of 20 students, and we get in the airport and we follow the leader.
I am the one who basically planned the trip.
Right, but you'll be
So-
leading that line too, I imagine. Otherwise,
Yeah.
people could get lost.
They could, but thankfully they're all adults, and except for my kid, and so if they get lost, that's on them. They can figure their way back. But the question is, okay, so you had. I don't want to say you had because I don't think it was a great representation of it,
Mhm.
but you had Yonkis when you were there.
Yeah, what the hell are Yankees? Whatever it was, I didn't have any understanding of it. It seemed like a kind of like a pasta, but really thick and chewy, and a sauce on it that was not tomato based. It had some other flavors, but not a tomato to be seen.
So first of all, Yonki is a potato dumpling.
A potato dumpling?
Yeah, that's why it has a little extra starch in it. That's why it's a little denser, a little bit more chewy. Now, I was surprised that it didn't have a tomato sauce. Now, it could be that I'm used to Italian American cuisine because I grew up not far from a Little Italy district in Baltimore. And you would never have served Yonkis without tomato sauce.
That's what I was thinking. I was promised that actually, but I don't think the waiter liked us.
I don't think the waiter understood us because I tried the few Italian words that I knew, and I think I mostly spoke Spanish, and that didn't help.
You insulted him and his daughter or something.
I never met your daughter, just that once. But no. So Yonkis, certainly, I'd like to have a better experience with that. But you've had risotto. Did you have risotto when we were in Switzerland?
That's all a blur. There's a lot of drinking going on.
There.
Risotto. It seems like it's on the list. Isn't that like a rice dish, kind of like Yonkis?
Well, it's kind of a grain, I think, and it's a little bit smaller. It's cooked slowly. It's cooked in broth. Usually, you add a lot of cream, a lot of cheese to it. Okay. So, and there's different varieties. It depends upon which part of Italy you're in. But the second is pizza. Surely you have no problem with pizza.
You're going to eat pizza in Italy? I have no problem with that.
Okay. We've done our fair share of pizza in Europe.
Yeah, some of the best food we've ever had.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Now, beyond that, do you think they have lasagna in Italy?
I don't know which things are just kind of American knockoffs. You're not going to get Chicago deep dish pizza there, that's for sure. Confident.
Yet another reason why no one should be eating that. But lasagna, as I remember, comes from Bologna.
Bologna?
So because
are you going to Bologna?
Well, no, but
you're going to Napoli.
I will be in the region. I'm not going to Napoli. I'm taking a train through Napoli. Bologna is to the north, and we're going to be in the general vicinity. So I'm thinking that might be a good place to do it if they have it the way I think of it when you think of, lasagna here.
It'll probably have a white sauce and Yonkis in it.
Well, they do have. Well, it's not a white. They do have a bechamel sauce.
That's what it's called.
Well, that's the kind of the white creamy sauce.
Yeah.
But there's also the ragu, bolognese, that kind of the tomato, the meaty kind of little tiny bits of meat inside of it.
Okay.
So that could be something we could do.
Okay, so you
Uh,
actually haven't researched restaurants, even though you're the tour guide and they're paying
oh
you
no,
for it?
I've researched restaurants. It's just a question of, when you get there,
Yeah.
it's not like you go in there and they say, well, the only thing we have is Yonki. I mean, there's many other things that you can get. So,
Okay. Well, but you do know which you've reserved your hotels or
oh yeah, we got all that
Airbnb,
stuff
whatever.
done.
Are you driving?
I'm driving, not in Rome. So I'm driving in the French Alps down to Tuscany and around and through Tuscany. But then before we go to Rome, we're returning the car and taking the train into the city,
Wow.
and then we're just operating as the Romans do. So
The Romans.
yes,
Is that what they're called?
yes. What
Oh,
else
they
would they
were
be
called.
called?
It's still called the Romans if you live in Rome.
What else would they be called?
Well, does like Marcus Aurelius live there?
It's just- there is no way you're this dense. It's not possible. You're
Well,
too smart. Come on.
I'm not a world traveler like you here, Miller. I've never been. I put one foot in Italy, and you apparently spent a lot of time. You know people there.
Well, I know a couple of people there, but what it amounts to, I'm not quite sure. So, now have you ever heard of Bagna Cauda?
Excuse me.
Bagna Cauda.
Is this a food or a place?
It's a food.
No.
Basically, you take no, you don't know what it is?
No, I'm eagerly awaiting your answer.
Well, basically, it's a kind of a hot dish, and it's made with garlic and anchovies, and you dip bread in it, and it's a kind of a bubbling cauldron. It's kind of, you eat it a little bit like a fondue, except it's not cheesy, but it's like this kind of very umami kind of dish. And you dip bread, you dip vegetables in it.
Sounds delightful. And it has bony fish in it too. And I love those. I think I would really like it, actually.
You're an anchovies guy.
I am. Yeah.
See, most people will say they're not, but they'll eat anchovies as part of like a Caesar salad because that's got an anchovy-based sauce in it
No,
or a dressing on it.
No, I like the little guys on pizza. That's my thing.
No, that's not. You can't do that. So
I learned to do that, when I was 10 years old. And it's still the greatest pizza experience.
The greatest?
That's what I have. I mean, I cook pizza all the time, and the last one by tradition is anchovies.
Huh. Well, I don't know what to tell you about that one, but
you're ordering that strange thing what was the name again? I forgot already.
It's called Bagna Cauda. I may be saying it wrong. I don't think I am, though.
Is this something you had during your military stint?
I didn't have it in Sicily because it's more, it's not, I don't think it's mostly associated with Southern Italy, although I could be wrong, but.
So what are you getting at with Sicily? It sounds like you're kind of doing a wink there.
No, that's where I'm stationed.
Okay. But that's different than Italy, you're saying.
It is very different than Italy.
In what way?
Well, I think first of all, the language is different. There's a dialect that's spoken in Sicily that has a lot of Arab influence, has a lot of North African influence. And so the language is different. I think because of that influence, the food is different. I think mainly because Sicily has not always, but it has for a long time existed separately. And I think that's one of the reasons why they have an issue sometimes with being referred to as Italians, but they can speak Italian, of course, and they do just fine. They're found. Sicilians are found all throughout the country of Italy. It's just a little bit different. They roll a little bit different.
Sounds like it, and they don't hang out with the Romans.
I'm sure they have no problem inherently with Romans. So, but
okay. Well, I'm looking at a little map now, so it's pretty much an island, or not an island, a peninsula.
Well, no, it is an island.
Oh, it is an island?
Yes.
I thought it was a peninsula.
Well, that's Italy. Okay, kids, it's time to break out our geographical dictionary to find out the difference.
Well, you're in for a heck of a time. So this is an Italian trip period. Then you're just going to get on an airplane and fly back home.
I'm flying to Germany, The rest of the family are flying home, but I'm flying to Germany
Why?
to
Why
do
would you
the.
do that? Why would you go back to Germany of all places?
Well, they're much better now. First of all, and second of all, we have the last student exchange that I'll be a part of, that I'm going to be helping out with.
Okay, I kind of remember that. I have a vague recollection. So they're going to have a party for you too, probably.
I hope not. Well, I mean, it's fine if we do.
Maybe you
It's
can plan to
fine.
leave early.
Just go somewhere else. Go to Hamburg for a few days. Where's
Yeah.
Ross? He left early. He went to Hamburg.
He does that.
So yeah, it's just what he does. But I don't know.
So you're not actually doing work in Germany. You're just the pro from Dover, gonna walk around with a cup of coffee.
Yeah, I'm just like the kind of the elder statesman of the group. Come in, tip my hat, wave at the crowd, and then go to a bakery, for example.
A bakery. Okay. So how long will you be in Germany? I should know this. We talk a lot. I forgot.
I'm going to be in Germany. I'm going to be in Italy, I think, for 15, 16 days, and then I'll be in Germany for another 16 or so days, 15, 16 days.
Okay.
So
That's a proper trip, vacation, and you may never come back. Is that the rumor that you're going to stay over there and go to Greece?
Well, it does beg the question, because we have talked about on several occasions, and there's no reason to talk about it again specifically to it, but we've talked about my retirement.
Yeah.
And so the question becomes what to do next. And so if you had to guess, if you could not work, what would you do?
If I could not work?
Right.
Well, I would still work. I mean, I would probably find a bar in a resort in Mexico and play piano at the bar and hang out during the day.
So you'd be a gadfly hanging out at some local cantina in Mexico.
Yeah, all day. And I'd be probably writing my memoirs or a book, a novel or philosophy or something. I'd be writing and composing and doing a little bit of playing at night.
Or maybe just like a collection of observations of your time in Mexico. Kind of like the Hemingway book, A Movable Feast, where he writes about his time in Paris in the 1920s.
Yeah, we're a lot alike.
You and Hemingway are a lot alike, are you?
Well, I do have a beard.
It starts and ends there, I think. So
I'm thinking about you, Herr Miller. I mean, I'm occupied with this business until I can't do it anymore, or I may be a professor, full time. But in your case, you could just travel and do these little podcasts from the roads and talk about what you're eating and what your adventures were that day.
We are going to schedule some stuff while I'm gone that you are going to mix mash and create episodes out of. Maybe the next episode, maybe the next 2 episodes will be some sort of combination of things, reports from the old country and whatever else we might decide to talk about.
Okay. And then I just get to monologue as much as I want in between those.
Or we can actually schedule time to talk one-on-one.
I was looking forward to the monologue. That would be really fun. I have a lot to get off my chest. Kind of like, doing a baseball game single-handedly. That would be I think people would be interested in me doing play-by-play of a baseball game live.
They'd be interested in you doing it?
I think it would be funny. I may just have to do that. And then we'll bring you on from Milan or wherever the hell you're visiting.
I'm picturing in my mind what you doing play-by-play for baseball would sound like.
I know the sport. I played it all the way through 6th grade. Come on.
Okay, there's a guy. He's on an elevated mound of dirt.
I know
Seems
baseball.
to have a ball. But I can't see the ball. It's moving too fast. They should have one of those like blurry neon green lines after it.
No, they have the little frame there, so you can tell if it's a strike. No, I know how to keep score, and I don't know how to score a book like you, but That's what we'll do. I'll commentate a baseball game, and then we'll have you traveling. I think it's going to be the greatest thing ever.
Maybe we'll do a podcast from the baseball game.
That would be fun. Or we could start betting on baseball. Can you bet on baseball?
Are you asking me from a legal standpoint or a ability standpoint?
Well, I don't think you. Well, it's such a crapshoot because during the regular season there are about 400 games, so I don't think anybody bets on anything but maybe the playoffs.
Okay, well, I don't bet on anything.
By principle or just because you're no good at it?
A little bit of both.
Okay.
Because I used to shoot pool a lot.
Yeah.
And every time money entered the mix, because everyone wants to come up to your table while you're shooting pool and ask, hey, you want to play? I got some money, And I usually tell them to, bug off. And I'm not interested. Yeah. If I wanted to play pool with you, I would have come up to you. But
okay. I'm sure they appreciate the polite response.
The problem is that I have no luck when it comes to money. That's why I don't worry about it. People ask me, what are you going to do in your retirement? How are you going to make money? I said, well, I'll make enough here and there, but I'm not going to worry about it. Because you start worrying about it, then everything goes to hell in a handbasket.
Yeah, the money will throw you off your game.
It will. And it's just a bad way to live. It creates worry. It creates stress.
I would agree with that, but there are times when the money comes in handy.
Well, sure. I got money coming in. I got my pension. I'm going to have an array of jobs that I'm going to be doing.
I think it'd be fun. And one of them will be to write a travel log or do.
Well, as you know, maybe you don't know, I already have my first writing project planned.
You texted something. Is that it? Because it sounded intense.
I don't know. I don't remember if I texted you about it, but it's called the working title.
Yeah.
Is 7 Tales of Woe.
So it's about suffering.
Yes.
Are these tales that are from your life?
No, not really. Not necessarily. I mean, some will have remnants of things that I've personally experienced, but not everything you write has to come from personal experience. You can certainly use your abilities to kind of be sympathetic towards a particular situation, a little creativity, and Bob's your uncle.
So people are going to be clamoring, to pre-order that book just from the title alone.
I think the working title sounds good.
There's usually something after it that lets people off the hook. Reflections of a unemployed teacher or something, gives a little bit more.
Well, I will tell you this. There's going to be various episodes. Like I said, it's a collection of 7 short stories dealing with various types of suffering. And so, but there will be comedic elements throughout because as has been said of me in the past, I do have a good sense of humor.
I wouldn't agree with that.
What are you talking about?
So, I mean, just the fact that you chose that title, how can you make suffering funny?
And it's not about making it funny. It just means it's not going to be 7 stories that are horribly heavy. There will be lighter tones sprinkled throughout.
You're going to make fun of these poor people.
That's not what I said at all.
It sounds like I don't know what the book is. Suddenly, give me an example of one of these tales of woe or something that could be in that book.
Okay, so one story is going to be a young boy whose favorite baseball team loses the big game.
Loses their team? Is that what you said?
No, they lose the team. The team loses the big game.
Okay, I thought
the kid's
you were just going to recount the Baltimore Colts story. There's one example. Okay,
we can do that. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Good job, Steve.
The tale of woe I've heard about 50,000 times.
You've not heard it 50,000 times. But anyway, so
the kids' team loses the game, and
because this is where kids first. I mean, unless they unfortunately experience death in the family.
Yeah.
Usually sports is the conduit through which most kids have their first experience with suffering.
It's usually when you're actually playing and you strike out. That's even more.
Well, no, that's just embarrassing. But, because you don't usually have the same kind of investment in your own team as you do with the team of heroes that you follow and you go to the game on a periodic basis. And so, I mean, there's going to be aspects of that. And of course, there's plenty of time for humor, not just in that story, but in other stories. But other stories will be heavier. Some stories will work out well. Some stories won't work out well. But, it's like love. Suffering takes many forms. And every once in a while, they crisscross.
Oh, my gosh. Are you going to be publishing this book on Ahart Education by chance?
I certainly wouldn't have a problem with it. I was hoping for a wider circulation than what our current book on Ahart Education has, but
you're now complaining to the publisher. It was a glitch. The hatch just blew. I don't know.
So anyway, no. So I mean, if I can get that out and if I can get it published and if I can get people to buy it, I mean, certainly that would be a bonus. I have also thought about doing some driving as part of my retirement gig.
It's like a merry-go-round or a Ferris wheel. You're going to take people around and scare the hell out of them. Is that what you plan?
Where do you come up with these ideas?
I think it would be, some people would pay for the adrenaline rush.
Well, not you, apparently. So,
no. Okay. So you're going to drive, which you love to do. I mean, that makes a lot of sense.
So I mean, there's like rental car companies, car dealerships. They have to get cars that are in far-flung locations because someone rented it and left it in Sheboygan or what have you. So then I fly up, I get the car, I drive it back.
Perfect. And nobody can bug you during that time.
No, you just have the windows down, have the jazz playing.
Yeah.
Sit there and think about life,
That's perfect. No papers to grade. You eat some nice food along the way.
Maybe catch an occasional baseball game if I'm passing through a town that I've not been through before.
Okay. And we do a remote podcast. You know how to use your phone to record, like Zoom, right? We could do
My phone
podcast.
Records?
Yeah, it does.
Oh, dear.
You can get an app for Zoom and basically do what we're doing right now. In fact, what we have is Alitu. I'm sure it has a remote app as well.
I'm trying to limit my apps.
People have hundreds and hundreds of apps, and you don't use them all at once. But if you need one, say you want to do a podcast while you're driving through Sheboygan,
I think I have 10 apps.
You have 10. That's it.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh my god!
Well, how many apps do you have?
I don't know. I could count them right now.
That'd be fun for the listener.
Or
Steve counts his numbers.
I just have 5 pages of them, but
5 pages.
But people like double down on their apps, so there's like these stacked files. Mine's, believe me, talk to anybody. Mine is pretty modest.
You have 5 pages of apps.
Yeah,
that doesn't seem excessive to you.
No.
Okay.
No, they all have different purposes, but a lot of them are news type things. You can watch the news. I have a German radio on here.
Okay, I have that. Yeah.
Realtor.com is really fun to look at homes all around the country and see how expensive they are. I have one for white noise because I suffer from tinnitus, and that's a good thing to play in the background.
Is it tinnitus or tinnitus?
It's tinnitus. What?
Oh, I heard someone call it tinnitus once. And I was like, that can't be right.
They're pulling your leg. I have Shakespeare on here. I have all these German books. Yeah, I even have an American Airlines app.
I think I have the Lufthansa app and the American Airlines app.
There you go. So get one more, and we can do our podcast from your car.
That
would be exciting. No, I'll teach you.
Okay.
How to use it.
Okay.
No more than 9 apps.
I just want to keep it to a management. I have 1 page of apps, and that's all I need.
That's so silly.
What are you talking about?
Everybody, I think the phone comes with like 2 pages. You probably deleted them.
I deleted everything that it came with. Well, because I don't trust it.
Wait a minute. So you don't even check your email on the phone?
I do check my personal email on the phone.
Do you have the map application?
No.
So how do you get around?
I have a atlas in my car.
Nobody has those. So you print it out. I mean, it's
I look at
actually.
a map and then I figure out where I'm going and then I close it up and off I go.
And so, what if you're going to a restaurant in a town? You actually
Hey,
locate it or
I'll
call
write
them up.
down. I'll write down the directions and then I go.
So, and if you get lost, you go to the gas station and talk to
Yeah.
Joe. Say, "Hey, Joe, I'm lost," and nobody knows how to give directions anymore. They look stare at you and turn pale.
I will admit that this is a bit of a struggle between my wife and I because my wife she is all in on technology. Now she's not as bad as some people I've come across, but she's all in. But I just assume, I mean, if you got a road atlas, you can get to where you got to go.
I didn't know
if,
they still made them.
what's that?
I didn't know they still made them or anybody
They're
actually
in
used them.
gas stations. You can find them anywhere.
You plug it into you have
City
a
maps.
fancy car with the GPS and
Oy vey.
you get a map. I mean, a map that you can see on the display.
Then you have a computer basically yelling at you because you took a wrong turn. And
No, you can turn the noise off and it just gives you perfect. I mean, it's really brilliant. It gives you a little bit of heads up, no mistakes.
we talked about this before. When confronted with new technology, the first question you should ask is, what problem does it solve?
Well, it solves.
So I want to ask you what the problem with the real maps were that we had to have a computer map.
I was lost all the time. I mean, I could not read those things.
That's because you have poor sense of direction.
I mean, they don't have businesses on those maps. They just have like a city. What if you want to find something specific? You have to follow.
They have city maps. You know that, don't
But
you?
you can't. The thing about driving with the app is that you can get directions as you're driving. You have to pull off the side of the road and take a look, open the thing up, and then drive some more. I found that really frustrating. I was lost half the time.
Well, now we know what our next episode or sometime soon. We need an episode on maps.
I guess so. But the point is you're going to Italy and you're going to have fun. That was the beginning of this story.
We're going to have fun. We're going to eat a lot of good food. We're going to have a lot of interesting recordings that will be interspliced with what I'm sure will be insightful and witty monologues by Dr. Bourgeois. And a fun time will be had by all.
I'm excited. I hope you get to go to the Vatican. Are you going to the Vatican?
Going to the Vatican.
Do you have an appointment to meet the Pope?
I have no. He's busy. I asked, but
Okay.
But we do have tickets and we're ready to go, and so life's good.
Well, congratulations, Herr Miller. I know we're celebrating tomorrow afternoon, the two of us. But
yes,
these are your last words as a teacher.
As a school teacher,
kind of a has-been like me.
Some would suggest that I've already hit that point, but nevertheless, we shall wrap this up and say adieu, Herr Dr. Bourgeois.
Auf Wiedersehen, Herr Miller.